Well guys, and welcome to Footsteps and TyreTracks. Well, it's the 26th of October and look what's arrived. Yes, we've got our hands on one. We've actually paid for it as well. So this is going to be a totally unbiased review. We're going to open it now and we're going to spend the weekend using it, and we're going to get the video put together and uploaded. So by the time you see this, we'll have had it for about 5, maybe 6 days at the most. But today is Thursday evening, so let's get it unboxed and have a look and see what's inside. I'm really excited. Are you? We're Mark and V, and this is our adventures. Okay, so we've bought the Creative Combo set. It's cost just over £600. I think it was £619. We've taken out the Care Refresh on it as well. So I think that took it up another £30. I've been looking for something that is going to replace my Osmo Pocket 2. So we used it loads when we were in Bali last year, and the heat killed it in the end, if you remember. So let's open it up and have a look and see what we've got here. We've got a packet there, a couple of cards, and a box. It's nice and tidy and neat, isn't it? Gotta say that. So yeah, there's our instructions. Light cut app. Maybe we get a free version of a light cut, not the cut down version. We'll see. Anyway, let's open up the box first because we want to have a look in there. So that appears to be just one item. And yes, that's the case. Have a look at that. It's quite a nice size actually. It's sizable but not huge. Let's carry on. This is the bit we were waiting for, isn't it? And obviously I want to get this on charge because we're going away in a camper van tomorrow morning. So the sooner I get this out and on charge, the quicker we can get out and start using it. Well, that's a nice little bag, isn't it? If everything fits in there, that's really handy. That's going to be brilliant for travelling. And there we are. This is the bit we've been waiting for, isn't it? There it is. Look at that. So take it, we just turn that. Yeah, turn that. And there we are. Just peel that one off. So we're going to have to go through and set him up. So shall we do that while we're on camera now? So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and hold him up to the camera so you can see what's happening. So English. Swipe to skip 5 times remaining. So we have to actually scan that. So we'll get my phone. There he is. So come in. So you can see there we're connecting to the Osmo Pocket, so we're going to accept that. And okay, I think we've actually connected. It was a bit lumpy and bumpy. Swipe from left edge to enter playback. So there's no SD card. We won't worry about that moment because I want to get these things on charge, but look at that. Let's bring them in a bit so you can see it. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? That does look beautiful. And there's a piece of slate. And that feels quite purposeful in the hand as well. It really does. Anyway, let's have a look at what else is in the box. It's for when you put them in, put the gimbal in first, and then just slide them down. That's quite a nice, sizable piece of kit. Right, let's go through the rest of it and see what else we got. So in here, let's empty it all out, eh? Oh, just like Christmas, isn't it? Just like Christmas. It's quite neatly and tidy, all put in there. That's quite tight though. Little tripod, that's quite tight now. It's interesting, everything's wrapped apart from my microphone. And there we are, that's everything out of it, but that's a nice little bag. Watch your missus, don't want to nick it. Put her makeup in. So we have, that's the microphone. I've read a lot about this, I reckon they're really good. So we'll be intrigued to see what that's like later. More fingers and thumbs because I'm a little bit excited. So have we got any here? So we got strap. I like using the strap. Seriously. I always feel a little bit safer in your hand. And there's a windsock, and I believe that just fits into the, because that's where you can plug in a lavalier mic. That's also how to put your windsock in. That's really nice and easy, I like that. Then we have our various batteries. Various batteries, there's only one battery in it. So there's our external battery. That's going to be the tripod. Neat and tidy. Feels quite stable as well. That's our extension to add a tripod on. So we literally plug that into the bottom of the camera. That gives us our 1/4 inch tripod and moves the USB-C to the very front. Well, maybe the back with that actually. So it moves it to the back. And to release it, just push that one in, yep, and release it. So we can do the same with the battery. So we literally just push it together. You can see the green lights come on. And if we just remove them again, you can see the two batteries. So we got a fair bit of charges, 56 and 40. So we take it, if we press it again. So that's another way of turning it off as well. So you can see it's 49 and 52%. And then we have, I assume that's going to be the wide angle lens. Yes, that's a wide angled lens. And then we have a USB-C cable. Well, we all know what a USB-C cable looks like. People are saying there's a magnet. Oh, there it is. So it's tightly in there. So there's a magnet. And this is a little item everybody was pointing to when we were seeing the rumours and everything. They were asking what this was. You can see it there. So that's the little magnet. That'll be handy. That's quite tight actually. That's really good and strong. So there we have all the items, and what we're going to do now is get it on charge and we'll get using it over the weekend and see what we think. I'm really thinking I'm going to love it. I'm liking it already. This is the next morning and I'm just getting the camera ready to go. Straight away there's a firmware update. That's pretty common, isn't it? And then we're literally heading off for the weekend. Hopefully we'll get some good footage. Going to a place called Porthleven, which is in Cornwall, which is quite stunning landscape wise. It's typical Cornwall. It's forecast rain most of the weekend. We're going to have, you know, hopefully we'll have some stunning scenery. We'll see you on the journey, and we'll see you later on. And hopefully soon you'll be seeing footage from the Osmo Pocket as opposed to the Osmo Action. It's really, really windy, and we're not using the microphone yet. We're just using the handheld. So it'll be interesting to see just quite how bad it is. But it's more about footage now, isn't it? Right, that's St Michael's Mount. And we've been very, very lucky in the fact that we got a lot of kite surfers down here today. Really quite windy. So over there we're looking at Penzance. It's quite a blustery day, so I really don't know what the sound quality is like. This is actually on the hand, you know, the microphone's on the camera. I'm not wearing the wireless microphone at the moment. I just wanted to show you what it actually sounds like. It's very breezy, you can see from the kites. Okay, right, so I've now connected the mic up, so hopefully there's going to be a considerable difference, and we're going to walk back up. Unfortunately, I didn't bring a mic with me. We'll do that in a minute. So I'll turn the camera around. You can see just how windy the conditions are, and believe me, it's blowing a gale here. I don't know what the sound's coming like on the microphone. It certainly gives you an idea of just what it's like. That's St Michael's Mount we're looking at over there. When the tide goes out, you can actually walk across to that. But I won't do anything within the editing software, and you'll be hearing this exactly as it comes out of the camera on the mic now. So hopefully that's going to give you a damn good idea how good the mic is. I'm just going to turn into the wind again, just in case there's any difference. And then we're going to go back to the van and carry on to Porthleven. That's also going to be interesting to see just how well the camera actually follows me when I'm walking. So if I'm just you know, just spinning round, and it seems to be keeping me in frame quite well, doesn't it? And what's it like in, you know, I'm in direct sunlight, and I'm going to spin round, and so you can see how different it looks like the dynamic range. We're actually on the normal colour profile at the moment. Right, here's a great start. I'll put the microphone on, didn't I? I had it sort of inside my top with a magnet there. And I've managed to lose the magnet already. So literally, what, we're less than 12 hours into having the camera out and about, and I've managed to lose it. Well, we're here in Porthleven, and this is the start of our trial with the camera. We're going to just use it as we would do normally in a vlog in a sort of scenario. I'm going to start off completely in the standard colour mode, and we're doing it at 4K 30. I will change the modes occasionally, and I will tell you when I've changed them. I'm just going to show you where we are. This is a place called Out of the Blue in Porthleven. It's a little campsite. You can see we're up there, and in the summer they have some fields over the back where you can have tents as well. Yeah, over that way you have tents as well. Now, there's a group of us out this weekend, and I'm sure we're going to go in some pubs. We're going to have a wander around down the waterside. Great thing already I'm noticing with this camera setup is it's far easier to see yourself. And what I'm liking straight away is right along the top is you've got a little meter, so you can see the quality of your audio coming in from the microphone, which is really good. I've already lost the magnet for the microphone, so that's a good start, isn't it? Now, we're expecting quite a bit of rain as well this weekend, so that's going to be problematic. Obviously, I don't think we're going to be able to use this camera much in the rain, but I'm just walking along normally now. I'm not doing any sort of stealth walking, ninja walking, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just walking normally, and we'll see what it's like. Got nice greenery around us, so we'll just have a good walk and talk, and you can like decide whether you like the camera or not. And Porthleven is renowned for its high seas, and that church you can see opposite there. You see the classic pictures, but just look at the water coming in. That's getting quite rough there, isn't it? That really is getting quite rough. We'll have a walk out that way in a little while. I think we're going to experience some rain today, but let's see what if we can have some big waves. Look at that come in. A couple of years ago, we were watching lads surfing on the other. There's a pier up there, and we were watching lads surf the side of the pier.
There's no room left, is there, Mark?
Not really, no.
Oh, that definitely.
You like lots of things.
I know.
And you can see that the sea is quite rough. You wouldn't want to be out in that at the moment. As we're walking further on down, we're going to walk down towards the church. The seas are getting heavier. Oh, look at that! Look at that. The spray comes in afterwards. Hopefully this camera's good enough. No, I'm watching this footage for the first time, just like you, and there is no colour profiles on here apart from the standard normal colour profile. And I'm really liking the quality of the image. Obviously the 1-inch sensor has made a big difference on the Osmo Pocket 3. You can just, it looks so lifelike. I know that sounds really stupid, but it really feels immersive. The colours are great, and I reckon with a bit of colour grading, it's going to be even better. You can see the green in the sea as it's coming up over the wall there. It's just lovely. I'm really quite impressed. And I think at this point is what we're going to do is we're going to turn the camera, and we know this goes down to 3K, but let's do ourselves this little short. This can be Porthleven storms, and we'll put this up as a separate little bit of footage so you can see it if you choose. Whoa, look at that! And come back. It's just so beautiful, isn't it? But frightening at the same time. Look at that! So what we've done now is we've moved on to D-Log in 10-bit, and we'll do a bit of film of this. Obviously this is going to have to be colour graded as well, so we'll find out how good that is, but we'll come up and look at the waves again. So we're going to carry on walking up through, and looking down the other way, it's even more amazing. I'm really hoping the colours come out as well. A lot of people who've been testing this camera, showing you the camera, have been showing you what it looks like in beautiful sunny conditions. Wow. This is the other extreme, isn't it? Moody skies, stormy seas. What do you think then, guys?
Now I'm going to be honest, I'm really enjoying the camera. It's the grip is just that little bit bigger than the Pocket 2, so it makes it a lot easier to hold. The screen, it's just amazing. You know, that is, was it 2 inches? It is just brilliant. You can see yourself, whereas the Osmo Pocket 1, you're always wondering whether you're in shot, whether you're not in shot. It seems to be keeping me in frame quite easily. You know, I keep on saying, you know, don't I? And if I move around, I'm just going to spin around, and you can see it keeps me really well in the frame. It's not struggling. Yeah, I think this has been a good purchase, I really do. And it's not heavy either. It's like really easy to carry. Yeah, I'm impressed. I've gone into D-Log again now. This is more to experiment as well for myself. Come down, let's have a look. There's lots and lots of colours in here, so hopefully it's going to be good to see. And we'll walk down the road a little bit. This is still D-Log, so we've got the sun to my left at the moment. The sun's going down. Well, I say it's going down. It's got a while to go yet. It's about another hour and a half, 2 hours ago. But to give you an idea, it's a little bit darker, isn't it? So you can see what it actually looks like. So we'll turn the camera around and we're just going to walk past now. We've got a bit of bright sky above. And I want to see what it looks like, you know, when we're looking in this area here. I want to see how the colours go up. There's V looking, you sort of spin around then. Worried I wasn't there. We've just come up a bit higher so we can have a different look. Let's bring the camera down a little tiny bit so you can see that the sea is so violent. And this can be like a mill pond. Look at it.
It was at this point that we went into the pub for a drink, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity to try the camera out under candlelight and soft electric light, the type of light you get in pubs. And I think you'll agree, the light is, you know, the colours are warm and really vibrant. I'm really liking this camera. Well, I ain't got the mic connected up because the battery's run out because I didn't charge it, but you saw what it was like earlier on. We've just been in and had a couple of pints in the pub. Very nice pub as well, if you want to come down here. However, you can see how different it is, and the light is starting to fail, right? So we're getting less and less light. You can see how the camera's performing, can't you? It's certainly looking totally different now. We got lights on, lights are starting to come on over there. They come round a little bit. This is the sort of time when the sun's not gone down, but it's gone behind clouds, so we're getting darker. So you get the sort of general feeling of what it's all like.
Well, good morning, and here we are, day 2 in Porthleven, and day 2 testing at this camera, and I'm really liking it so far. I haven't played much with the settings yet, I've got to be honest. Not that that's going to make much difference, but when I'm filming, I normally film in 60 frames a second just so I can slow it down a bit, and it looks nice, in my opinion anyway. But the camera, we'll carry on playing with the camera, you know, use it in different situations. We're going for some breakfast now, so it's a perfect opportunity to sort of film some food, I suppose, really, and film a clanky room, you know, because you know what cafes are like. There's going to be lots of people, you know, using knives and forks and all the clanking. We'll see what that's like, see what the noise is like over the microphone. The wind's definitely picking up again today. Got some forecast of quite heavy rain, so let's hope it holds off. Now, Porthleven has this lovely idea of having little market shops down this side. You get to this time of year and everything starts to sort of wind down. It's getting cold, it's getting rainy. And people just don't want to be stood out in the wet, do they? Especially there, because that is a proper market type idea. Although it's a little hard, unit, they still stood out in the weather. Now we're hoping, if you look further on down there, you can see that cafe. We're hoping it's open, and that's where we're headed. Well, here we are. We're in the cafe. And obviously, we've got lots of noise in the background, so it's a perfect opportunity to hear how well this microphone is going to cope with surround sounds. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 7 tables, little 4-seater tables in close proximity, and it's totally packed in here as well. So people are eating. So it'd be interesting to see just how well this comes up. And let's have a look and see how well this camera performs with like food type. Well, here's another test. We're now sat on a bus. We're driving into Penzance, and so this is going to give you an example of what it's like, just in a different scenario again. So I've got the wireless mic on. It's just there, and I don't know how well you're hearing this, and we'll all find out what it's like later. The green line is just touching the orange as I'm speaking. So what I'll do is just turn the camera around a little bit so we can just see a little bit of the footage. So we got lots of different light flickering, so you get the proper feeling of what's happening. I don't know. So we got Debbie and V is sort of sat to my right. So obviously we're on the wireless mic. If you could, yeah. I know you would be.
I normally try to be considerate unless I've had a few too many prosecco's, and that's when all my etiquette goes totally out the window.
So just using it as a tester this weekend, so you don't have to worry about talking over him this weekend.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
So we're now in Penzance Main Street, and this is going to give you a little bit of an idea of, it's a drab, dreary sort of day. We're on a standard colour profile again. Let's come around. We've got some buildings here. I'm not really sure what it's coming out like, but so far I'm becoming really impressed. There's lots of little bit of blue in the sky as well now, which we haven't had all weekend. Nice green bus coming past. I'm finding the controls very similar to what the Osmo Pocket 2 was. It feels very similar. The only thing I'm struggling with a little bit is switching between different gimbal motions, and that's more me fumbling around a bit. But we'll carry on and we'll see how we get on with it. But I am 100% positive this is going to be my camera of choice from now on. It really is so good, and I just think the quality, what I'm seeing, if it is exactly what's coming out, and we'll certainly see that at a later stage. The colours look amazing. It does look a little tiny bit sort of bleached out there, and when I turn round, if you look, there is a definite difference to the clouds and everything there. So it'd be interesting to see what that's like when we actually get to sort of look at it on a faux screen. But I'm definitely thinking, you can look at it, you can definitely see that just here is definitely a bit of bleached out. What I'm trying to do now is I'm just trying to sort of mimic sort of things I would normally be filming. We go in a shop and film a bit of what's happening in the shop. We're looking through glass cabinets, and we know the issues we have with reflection, so let's just come past a few glass cabinets and see just quite. Yeah, that's a really good example there we're coming past, and we'll see afterwards whether that is like compared to just going past things in the flesh. Sometimes we're in museums and places that are showing stuff off, like this shop here, and we can see just exactly how it's coming out. Sometimes it looks brilliant when you walk through, and then when you look at it again, it's really poor. Now, a really great thing about coming shopping in places in Cornwall is you get a lot of quirky shops as well. So you'll get your shops, where you got your like witchcraft, your tarot, your sort of like tarot. You got like lots of different types of shops, not just a standard run-of-the-mill mainstream shop.
And there we have a rainbow.
Definitely
And,
see 7 colours there.
Yeah, that looks really strong, doesn't it?
I started to think of these.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what that comes out like on the footage. One great thing I've noticed down and around this area now is the rent bikes, the little green bikes. They're around in quite a lot of areas now. We were over St Michael's Mount yesterday, and there was some over that area. So you could, if you wanted to, cycle around and get to see a lot more of the area. I think it's something I definitely would like to do. And what I'm glad to see is there's finally some blue in this picture, which is great. So we'll see what that looks like now. And of course, when you're down in Isle, down in the Penzance area, you can go to the Isles of Scilly by a helicopter. And if I turn the camera around, you can just see the helicopter there. That's going over to the Isles of Scilly. And that really is somewhere that you definitely want to go to. So I would imagine in the next 12 months we'll make an effort and get over there. We're so close to it, we've never bothered yet, so really need to think about that. And as we're walking along here, we can certainly come along to the coast now. We've got the harbour wall alongside us. I'll walk up a little bit further and hopefully we can see that. So as we look over there, this is a harbour now. And you can see over there, that's St Michael's Mount. Come around. Penzance has got quite a lot of old buildings. A lot of them survived because obviously it was a long way away from the bombings and the war, so a lot of the old buildings survived around here. And the wind is starting to pick up. It's getting quite blowy. So if I face this way, we're really into the wind now, so I'm hoping the microphone's working really well. We'll soon find out when we actually get back. I'm just going to turn the camera back on me. Yeah, the wind is blowing really quite well now, so I'm going to turn, and I'm going to turn into the wind. So the wind's coming from behind me now, and hopefully we can hear a difference. I don't know. But you've got to let me know down below, guys, and let me know what you're thinking so far of this camera. I keep on saying it, I'm loving it, and I haven't been paid for this either, have I? I went and spent my own money on this. If you come into the bus station in Penzance, and then you go directly to the left of the bus station along the harbour, you end up here. All these lovely old buildings. You've got the docks there. We're looking over there and thinking, God, we wouldn't want to live over there, but that's the road. That is actually the road we're looking at. You can see it there lapping up against the houses over there, so it is a really high tide at the moment. Yeah,
That's unbelievable how high that is, isn't it? Much higher, and it's going in their house, isn't it? Okay, so now we're in quite dark sort of situation. It's quite late at night. It's about what, 9 o'clock? 8:30, 9 o'clock. You know, on the night before the clocks go back. So it's dark now. It's as dark as it's going to be.
We've got an extra hour, haven't we?
No, we're losing, are we?
No, we get an extra hour.
Oh, we get an extra hour, do we? Excellent. Oh well, we got an extra hour. So we're going to walk down the street now, and we've got street lights. And this is the standard profile. This is not low light. So we're going to look that way, so we're going to walk across. There's like lots of lights lit up down along the harbour, all like little Christmassy twinkly lights. I think we'll go down to Mouse. Yeah, I've already been in there. And we're going to go down to Mauso, I think, with all the Christmas lights later on this year, just to the mud. But you can see the quality. This is not the low light setting. This is just standard. And looking at the screen, I can see the green of the grass, which looks pretty amazing. So I think it's picking up pretty good quality on the sensor. You know, this is a 1-inch sensor now. So there's a sign here. Yeah, we've got a little bit of light. We've got street lights, obviously. But this is really, really quite good. I mean, look at the camera, see? So looking at the sign in front of us, that looks far brighter on the camera than it does actually in front of us. Yeah. So we're going to carry on. Anyway, we're going down to get a Chinese. So we're just going to film a little bit of this, and we'll sort of intercut. This looks really, really bright. And on the way back, I think what I'll do is I'll switch to low light. So we're walking the same streets. So you can see this is the harbour to my right. So right out the far there, you can see the church, and I'm really impressed with the, you know, the ability of this, the low light ability. It's pretty good, I reckon. I'm just going to walk down here slightly so we can have a little bit of water as well. So you can see all the boats. You got the light behind. What do you think of that? That is pretty good, I think. That is pretty good. I'm going to swing round. Yeah, I'm pretty amazed. Now, let's just bring a camera back on myself a minute. And there's what I look like. I think that's even really good. V's running on ahead there. So the tracking's working really, really well. I can see the squares around my face as I'm walking. And this is low light, but we're walking through. So you can see the lights changing as I'm walking along. But yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the go-to camera from now on. And of course, tonight is Halloween, and let's look at that. The moon in behind. We're still on the standard profile as well. We're not on low light. Amazing that is. Okay, so we've now switched to low light. That's a setting you'll find on the camera, and we're just going to walk back the same way we came. I'm just going to bring the camera down a bit actually. Yeah, that's it. It's not face tracking on low light either, so we'll just see it. I mean, it's bright as hell looking at the camera. I'm just aware of we're walking around little streets and they got like ups and downs all the time, so we don't want to fall over, do we? Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're back in the little harbour area where we were just now, and I'm going to cross over and pretty much look at the boats again, and you'll see everything that we were looking at earlier. You know, we've got a big red. I can't believe I'm looking at the screen and everything looks so bright compared to what it's looking like in real life. So this is quite amazing. So I'm just going to walk down here again, and I mean, honestly, I wish you could see in real life what I'm seeing, because it is really dark. I can't see a lot, but I'm looking through on the screen and it looks so bright. Be interesting to see how good the video is. That is amazing. I'm really, really impressed. So we're going to come back around. I'm going to walk back up. So we're walking up to the main street. We've got normal street lights. So if I just take the camera up a bit, we've got normal street lights, so you can see what we've got here. And we'll come back down and we're walking up. And I'm absolutely mesmerised by the ability of this camera. Well, what it looks like anyway. We'll see for sure later. We got all the lights over there, if you remember. All the Christmassy sort of lights that we talked about. And we got the sign up here as well that we looked at earlier. So we're gonna look at that sign. I'm just going to sort of walk in front of V, because or else we're going to bump into each other. Now this is a sign I was looking at earlier. You can see that again, and honestly, what would you say, V? How much brighter is that sign compared on the screen compared to?
Really light it up.
Doesn't it? It looks like I'm shining the torch on it. It really does. I'm well impressed. Really am. So anyway, we're going to come across. We've got like lit up restaurant there and shops. It's brilliant. I just am absolutely amazed. Now we're going to walk up a bit further, and the street lights will like come to an end. So we'll turn the camera on again there and see what it's like. Okay, this is the last test of the night, and it is absolutely pitch black now. There's a few little lights on around, but there is nothing. And you can see just how good this camera is. Now, this is on the low light setting still. I'm going to turn around, turn the camera forward. Now I can hardly see where I'm going, but when I look at the camera, it's like super intensified. It's amazing. It really is quite good. Quite good. It's bloody excellent, actually. And yeah, there's going to be haters. There are going to be haters, and they're going to say, "Oh, the footage is like pretty poor. There's, you know, it's pixelated or something like that." But I think this is bloody brilliant. Now look at this here. Look how amazingly lit up that is. That's just a few lights up underneath this little shelter area where you do washing up. That is bloody brilliant. We'll carry on, we'll come away from there. And you know, the only lights as we come up is the little pitch lights. And the sky, you know, the sky's grey, really grey. But look at it. I can't wait to take this camera out when, you know, we've got a really clear sky. Absolutely brilliant. And you can see here we come up to our van. There's a Sandhurst, and it is dark. That looks brilliant. That looks brilliant. So there we are. I'm really quite chuffed with this camera, and we'll carry on. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. There's even V, and I can hardly see V myself, but when I look in the camera I can see her really clearly, and I think they're waiting to get in. And there's the doggy. Look at doggy, our one-eyed doggy. Well, good morning. Good morning on this third day of testing out the camera, and starting to get really like comfortable with it now. It's feeling really nice. We did some low light last night, and I was really impressed with what I saw. Can't wait to see it on a proper screen to just see how good it was. But we've got a different sort of day again today. It's a bit overcast, but the sun's out, so let's turn the camera around. You know, we're seeing similar scenes to what we've seen all weekend. But you know, you can see the reflections. You know, the sun's breaking through the clouds up there, and it's just a different type of footage to what I've seen so far being put up on YouTube. You know, it's all sandy beaches and beautiful scenery. Maybe this is beautiful scenery as well, really. Well, it is beautiful scenery, isn't it? But you know, it just gives you a different taste. And I've just realised I've not put the microphone on again, so I'm going to turn the microphone on. Feel the buzz in a minute. I think the microphone might have gone flat, so that's interesting, isn't it? Now I'm on the same charge that I used all day yesterday as well, and we'll have a look at it in a little while. I've got the extendable battery in as well, so we did all the filming we did yesterday. It was a whole day's filming, and we're carrying on today, and it looks like I've still got a full battery there. So in that respect, it's really good. The microphone, like I said, does seem to have gone flat. I might have left that on overnight, so that'll probably be the issue there. Not to worry, because it gives you an idea of what the mic sound actually on the handset, on the camera, whatever you want to call it. And you know, the chances are you're going to use it a lot. You know, just picking up. Chances are you are going to use it quite a lot, just picking up
you know, the camera and run in with it, you know, so you won't have a chance to attach the microphone. So yeah, we're going to go now some more breakfast. So we're doing it, eating and drinking this weekend. It's really, really windy now. We're on the microphone on the camera. Oh, we've got some lovely colours out there. So let's come round.
I thought it was really important as well that we took some photographs while we were out. I literally just turned to the photo profile and just snapped away, just took a few photos. I wanted to try and make them a bit artistic, but also I just wanted you to see exactly what was coming out of the camera without any playing around. And I think you'll agree with me, it's really capable.
Okay, I don't know how well you can hear me now. I just took a few photographs while we were here because I noticed a few people mentioning on the forums that nobody's taking photographs with the camera, so I've taken a couple of photographs so you can see. I'll try and take a few more before I finish this little set of you know, experiments with this.
It was now that I realised that I still hadn't tried slow motion either. I just turned on the slow motion profile and shot some video. It was later that I realised that the slow motion standard is 1080p and 240 frames a second. So this is what you're actually seeing at the moment. On the way home I realised that I still needed to do a little bit of 4K slow motion, and here you are. It's not the best footage, but it gives you an idea. This is 4K and it's 120 frames per second. Well, I guess this sort of brings me to the end of the video. And I've had the Osmo Pocket now for what, 3 days, 4 days, and what are my thoughts? Well, the reason I went for the Osmo Pocket, and I've had the Osmo Pocket 1, I've had the Osmo Pocket 2. To be perfectly honest, I've had quite a few cameras. I've had GoPros, I've had DJI Actions. I even have an Insta360 camera, and I've also got a Sony ZV10. So I've gone for a few different cameras, and I've always been looking for something that is quick and easy to use and is going to give you a pretty good picture. Now, I used to love my Osmo Pocket 2 because it was so convenient. If you know, if it does fit in your pocket, you know, it's, you know, that's what it's called, isn't it? But it does fit in your pocket. And when I took it to Bali the year before last, I used it immensely, but eventually it got overused and the buttons sort of started wearing out, but DJI replaced it, and I love that camera, but the quality wasn't just quite right. I bought the Osmo Action 3 mainly because it's waterproof. I thought it was okay, I've been using it for a fair while now, but since using the Osmo Pocket 3 I've realised that there is a vast difference. I love the way, you know, I can see what's around me. You know, I'm looking at the screen now and I can see it all around me and I know what's going on, you know. And I've noticed in the footage that the background is just a little tiny bit out of focus. Not immensely, so you can still see what, you know, if you're vlogging, you want people to see where you are. You don't want it to be totally out of focus, but you want to sort of just stand out a little tiny bit. And I think it works. I mean, you've seen the footage now. Tell me what you think down below.
do you think it works? I really do, and I'm really, really impressed. I've got a Sony ZV10 as well, and I love it, but to get the same sort of results, you have to have a gimbal, and it's a lot to carry around, and I want stuff that's going to be easy to travel with. I've got a little drone, I've got a Mavic Mini drone. I'll keep the Osmo Action, the Osmo Action 3 that is, because it's convenient, it's waterproof, it'd be good for when you're in the sea and all things like that. Now this is just another level. I absolutely love it. Can I fault it? Yes, because I've lost the magnet to the mic. If I show you the mic, right, I've had to put a different magnet on it because I've already lost the magnet. So maybe the magnet could be a bit stronger because it just literally fell off, and I didn't realise. So that's, you know, that's a small fault. And DJI, if you're watching this, yeah, send us another magnet. Cheers. What else can I fault? I had a few problems with DaVinci Resolve today as well, importing the media. The sound from the mic was all distorted, and I cannot tell you why it was distorted. I had to rip everything out and start again, and it worked a second time. So that's something I'm going to look into, and if anybody else gets the same problem, let me know, because I think I might have found a way around it, but I'm going to have to just delve a little bit deeper before I'm absolutely 100% sure. Would I recommend this camera? Absolutely. And who would I recommend it to? Anyone. You know, if you're just starting out, it's a great camera to have. If you're an experienced YouTuber, I think, you know, it's a brilliant camera to use. It's convenient, it's handy. And the battery life, I filmed for an entire day, forgot to put it on charge, picked it up the next morning, and I still had a full battery, because the little extra battery just updates the main unit. So it's not like you're using one big battery. You've got a battery that's charging the battery on the unit, and it's, well, it done me a day and a half, no problem at all. And I haven't charged it, and we are now on, this is the Monday, and the last time I charged it was on the Thursday night. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. That's on the Thursday night. So that's how much recording I've done with this camera. And you've seen the footage, and believe me, there's far more of it I've cut out and not used. So I'm really, really well impressed. So should you buy it? Absolutely. There has been a firmware update. I don't know what it was like before the firmware update, because I didn't use it, but I'm sure there'll be more things coming. Yeah, I like it. And I hope this video's been really informative, and you know, it's sort of, I hope I've taken it on a stance where I'm not trying to sell it to you, I'm trying to show you it as I'm using it. And hopefully, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know the sort of thing I do. So I've tried to be true to what I do, not what somebody else is trying to do. I've been trying to be true to how I like to film, how I like to make my videos. And for me, it's worked out really, really well. So I'm giving it a big thumbs up. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. Really, really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and have a look at some of my other videos. See you later, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye.